We are currently even NDC Amanyuku supporters grassroots 2024 omoto aba edema NDC Amanyuku sisi amenemu kasa idea dodo na no e complain say NDC Amanyuku no ada omo because ohwa ensem a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama any NDC Amanyuku no catch omo in 2024 elections wa bra na NDC Amanyuku no hia power gidigidi no ohwa ensem a omo catch omo any reality according to youth any grassroots omo to aba edema NDC Amanyuku omo chiremu a omo experience na omo chese ebobra efiri ensem a NDC Amanyuku no catch omo 2024 ni mu omo si de edikan kra no 24-hour economy a NDC Amanyuku no kire se eno na ebe create njuma ebimbada man Ghana mo because a particular work enipa miensa ebetimi ayama ba kwa ya from anopa to awia ma ba konso aye from awia to anwumre na third person no so aye from anwumre etu anopa we nyina no kwan ana ebeboa ema njuma ebu man Ghana mu ha de ka ho bieme teachers licensure exams na omo chese omo ba de a omo be cancel afro because omo hu ehon fa so e say after say o teacher ni no ebeko school for 4 years akwakọ try exams ahodo a ewo mu nyina no owie a me asan so set up a different exams a eno na ye kire se ebeko akọ test no ama ye hu se oye teacher ni a obetimi a kire nkwa de enti omo kire se omo ba omo be scrapping no sem bebre na NDC Amanyuku no promise ye 2024 na so ni de impenifo na nkasa omo make sa promises we no ahyase expose omo ho a enya asam ketu ani nyina no lawyer Sammy Gyamfi a enedie wakwa ginani so radio so a enya asam ketu a ensem ni nyina no efa so sen ho nsensem a according to amanfo bi no mo kire se in 2024 ensem a na eda NDC Amanyuku na no nyina na se na adoda kwa Akufo Addo eni na Amanyuku no contract ahodo a wasen ko mu biemu ema Ghana fo dodo na no enyemu ekwan na obi wo ho no anka adwuma no betimi aye na waye adwuma no amana ye kama no enye saa na adoda kwa Akufo Addo eni ne dom ye na emom omo de adwuma no ema manfo a omunim omo ema omo nkwa na ye adwuma no nti omo kiremu a saa nioma na ekọ so no eboa ma corruption ene omo a omo bu oman ne fa so ekọ so saa time ni epa ma omo promise say NDC Amanyuku ni ba dia there is no way a omo be take saa direction omo be make sure say contract bia no omo be biemu ama amanfo bebre enya emukwan ama omo a omo se fata say omo execute saa contract no ye dia ma omo den so enei yenkotie nsem a lawyer Sammy Gyamfi aba abonte a entra hodo ni nkontompo sema hodo a or said there is nowhere NDC Amanyuku no emeki these promises chese amanfo bebre chiremu a sansem we dey ashoke omo a enya asem 20 enko na enkotie mu asem nyina
na ensin de otu ya na
yes na matesa wo say udin aba ye nkomo yim na o asem kakra be kame patro mamenti
yo obi medase mema o chief nyina aha na milia penye Suleiman Abraham o studio so machia we kabima nkadi de sane ye no amamwo
asempa
enti minimse obia betwa anadwen and at the end of the day no Ghana for omunim de no will make an informed decision. The office me Jumana me nyan into say Ura Suleiman Abraham was sempa. And then someone walk and say we bought Sammy Gyamfi more than 10 times. And as Sammy Gyamfi can say, and as Sammy Gyamfi can say. So it is important to give an appropriate response to the several references he has made to my name. And in Simbia, author said maybe a term the kind effort so saying. Obi, did he kind of say, Sammy Gyamfi, Nina baby and kada, set so sourcing etre chronobo. Na say, ye abaya jumebi, na ye use so sourcing as a procurement method. Na etre se kiane king chrono was a jumenimu, minkedi sada. On the day, Inuya Suleiman Abraham and your friend of cherry picking. I respect him, but he has to be objective. So we analyze Ubia Semwa Waka. You don't just pick a small part. You look at Nipana Semno as a whole and the context within which a Nipana Kasa Semno. There's some agency, any NDC for Kaya about sourcing in opposition. Yen train ye home for the home, yen saya no, ye ba ben we, a while ye jina, and a say, sourcing is the norm for public procurement. It is ye ya ben juma, I was say ye ma imudaho. Na companies ahodwa, ojidi se was sepata so beti na yes man ye mo bakwenya. But Emrana say ya benjuma ye memu na omo ye qualified obi ntimi mpre a sense of who can say under certain exceptional circumstances no utimi ye source both on NDC 360 any moment of truth press conference the discuss say the rampant abuse of sourcing by the then MPP administration I took time to explain the exceptional circumstances under which are ultimate sourcing. Na me argument say, ore sourcing do na abanda dane ya na omu ni sa exceptional circumstances. Number one, and number two, so no na enyuma no omo ye no according to the findings of the Auditor General. A boy was here de ye no omo de boni bi atoto so. Ama or minor eboka. And we cited the performance audit conducted by the Auditor General on cocoa rows MPP for Betina Kunyanso Moye. Auditor General said 87% of those cocoa rows were not done through competitive tendering. And at paragraph 61, 62, 63, 64, 65 of the Auditor General's report on those cocoa rows, or make it a find and say MPP4 not only breach the law on sole sourcing, because according to the Auditor General, those projects that were sole sourced, Cocoa Board in their letters to PP, did not provide justification to warrant the use of sole sourcing. And number two, those contracts, in some cases, were thrice. Ore a boy ye dey so source kuku apana na ye moho miensa a boy ye dey similar roles to competitive tendering. So it is within this context and as Sammy Gyamfi NDC can say MPP for tia procurement mraso ye so source and basa and the bomb men you chrono yan can be that say because of that intino ye betina konyanso ye use so sourcing that for any project. So ye cancer Suleiman primer regionalize so on mama sa dance here. Yan can be sa so that say so sourcing o the year you may be necessarily or no womb. What I was say wakwa ye unhwehwemu about acquire Ministry of Roads in 2025 to date.
But you would agree, Sammy, apart from the Kaya will make reference to no, or sign reference say the current road minister Kaya, the Omampenyi Ankasa Kaya as early as Oba Bemu 2025 State of the Nation's address to the extent the source and crowd Obe Bane any other. These are very recent. More outlook on soul source and was say Enya de Papa. He also made that point.
Enya no cre. The editor Robertna will say Sammy Gyamfi. So let us establish that Sammy Gyamfi baby can say. So the soul source and yet on minor Jumedia. Net Tressa Kia ne King Kronum. Sammy Gyamfi was addressing the abuse of soul sourcing by the previous government. Sammy Gyamfi gave specific examples, and Sammy Gyamfi quoted audit findings of the Auditor General to support his claim. There were thousands and thousands of other sole source projects are MPP for yeah. Sammy Gyamfi and can want them because sole sourcing say it was not the problem. The Sammy Gyamfi can want them was in respect of
the Auditor General
projects. Auditor General say and follow sole sourcing in Sheshaya Wombrem. Any sole sourcing, Auditor General say, boy, a day, you know, and more money flees that 3 times. So let us establish, say, Suleiman Brahma arguments anchored on Sammy Gyamfi, no. Eye Bosremuka, Sammy Gyamfi can be biasa. Now, even on the other NDC personalities, I am challenging him. President John Dramani Mahama Yina Baby Anka say obe bani so source. What President Mahama can say? Ye consider emra ebe bani the rampant use of so sourcing, and you don't hold me on this point because I know you don't have time. This is supposed to be a brief intervention.
Okay.
Nana Minister Honorable Suleiman Abraham Eba studio. I would have agreed to come there because I'm using this medium to challenge him to a one-on-one debate on his so-called expose about big push projects. Nebema Ghana for who said the Yeniane Kano Waira. Is it Obi?
Very well.
Kwame Aboja, NDC, President Mahama, we've been consistent. You can check our manifesto.
Okay.
We promise to stop the abuse of soul sourcing. And then stopping soul sourcing and the abuse of soul sourcing, they say, Adia and some fatakrasi ebe use soul sourcing. What be Mr. Meba? Now you use soul sourcing. That's number one. And number two, Adia over so use sourcing. The Amrane say I was away, no, I was away. And a boa what they sad, you know, true soul sourcing or something. I was say a boa a competitive. A boa no crewum.
That's fine.
Now, Obi, you're dealing with this issue. We're just quickly on some of the things I heard. Suleiman Abraham
me because of Emren said he is here on a one-on-one interview. Now, me say or responding to it. No. The point. If we have to call you back, we'll grant you that opportunity.
I promise you, I won't take 5 minutes of your time.
5 minutes is too much. Dabi, Sammy, 5 days too much.
Suleiman Abraham
will call you.
Hold on. Mr. Suleiman Abraham is a consummate, Democrat. And I know he is not afraid of dissent. What do you say? And it's just 5 minutes. You see?
No, Sammy, do 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now, I'm running. Why?
He doesn't even know, sir, to do competitive tendering for a major road project like big push projects, it will take 1 month. He has said on the Kosi saying, "Say, yen to me is far 1 month in your competitive tendering." Wow! So he doesn't even know the laws or the rules of competitive tendering. For major roads like this, also be competitive tendering. The law says advert will be 1 year 3 weeks for expression of interest, evaluation and shortlisting of firms. 2 weeks. Preparation of requests for proposals will take you between 1 week to 2 weeks. Submission and evaluation will take you at least 2 weeks. Submission by the entity tender committee for approval will take you 2 weeks. If you have to go to Central Tender Review Committee, it can take you to 2 to 3 weeks. If Central Tender Review Committee needs clarification, it can take you 1 to 2 weeks. So for you, I will need a certain expose to demonstrate even a clear misunderstanding about the time required for competitive tendering. But would
that then mean, sir, and our buy we not the moon to mean competitive tendering be
to me, Obi, Mother, and Sawam to Kwase Quine we. A quine say, Nipetimi dimu traffic 5 hours. No, Jina baby back. Some part to Jenny. The point we are Nipe also. Are you telling me? Say, we are the 6 to 7 months. I have borrowing we are. Yes, also you do 3, 4 to 5 months and quiet tender. And then you are in your contractor, look, Suleiman Abraham cost inflation oka 1 million ano ba kokoro ni we no kre
onyanka ho asem wo ha enti
the waka 1 million because amount prospect kilometer your can say
David Tobo
he doesn't understand it. Now the advice I will not go into the details because you don't want me to go into
on kan ho asem to
the man and say
yes
he has built a great reputation that we all admire and respect over the years. Manema and Prophobia misleading no man say anything. If you don't have information, you ask. And one way I you know, and you know about Kwame Abojan at office no cha sika and no cha bo. The various technical agencies, Ghana Highways, Federal Roads, they design, saving the country 5% of project cost. Omuye no akọ Ghana Institute of Surveyors. And what mama yomo validation. And if you Suleiman Abraham, your quantity surveyor, your auditor, on site any evaluation report or audit report. Now, when the cost is inflated, you must give us your evidentiary basis. You don't do a simplistic pedestrian analysis of dividing the cost of a project by the kilometers. You don't look at scope of works and you conclude that the project is inflated and you are undermining the integrity of distinguished government officials are let him
very
unfair now let him create a platform
yes,
you know
yes.
Any day any time Sammy Gyamfi may jai gold board on one by one or say companies be only 1 or 4 workers
very well
we will take the issue one by one and we will expose the oil and say or saying the
me that say ma yemfa NC I mean or making a point we are now I was say Winya Kwan responding to the Akana will do that but for now let him make his point into Sammy Gyamfi that's papa or a CEO at the Gold Board National Communications Officer Edema NDC and Moten and Kano Mr. Suleiman Abraham me saying so about hobio I think no one no go asem so I can now my examples of lot projector a lot and nyina call one contractor it is a obeto no so am na fi akọ other issues our reason
well obi me that say em say my din na metie Sammy Gyamfi na em say ade ba ko a how my yin say em say nipa bi ho am fi say omo ba ban mu a na ya chechire Ghana nyansa ni nyina do aso wo
and we will expose
I mean, or making a point to make his point into Sammy NDC and Moten and Kano. Mr. Suleiman Abraham, me saying so about hobio. I think no one no go asem so I can now my examples of lot projector a lot and nyina call one contractor it is a obeto no so am na fi akọ other issues our reason
well obi me that say em say my din na metie Sammy Gyamfi na em say ade ba ko a